I am kind of sweaty right now, and my hair's gone a mess and everything's kind of gone a mess, and that's for a reason. I am a bit pissed off because I literally just recorded this whole video and then I realized the sound wasn't recording, so that's incredibly fun. So I'm gonna have to just redo and repeat everything I've already said. Hello, hi, how are you? Hope you're having a good day. Anyway, let's get on to the video. I've been getting a lot of recommendations recently in my comments since I started doing more music kind of orientated videos of people telling me to react to Elali's Zot Ani. I hope I pronounced that right because I cannot speak Hebrew or read it when it like first came out. And I listened to it, and when I heard the first part, I was like, oh no. I listened to the rest of the song, and I am not going to lie to you, I love that song to death. I have it on my phone and I listen to it on the daily. I've been thinking a while to do kind of a video like this about kind of like plagiarism in K-pop. Here we go. So the first thing I heard when listening to this is that it's the exact same opening as Hip. Listen to the beats, it's... That part is the exact same as the beginning part of Hip, so it hasn't even been rearranged different. In Mamamoo's Hip, it starts off like all I wanna be is gola, and then this starts off as da 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 pop. The only difference there is how she's delivered the lines in the sense of it's on a different pitch. But does that make it different? No. Listening to both parts of the song, it's kind of like, ooh, why did you do that? But I want to firstly point out that this was produced by someone called Johnny Goldstein. I've seen a lot of people kind of put a lot of the blame on her. She's 17, don't put all the blame on her because of the fact that it's produced by someone. He has a big part in this. One thing I want to also mention is that a lot of the times in music, take for an example Fergalicious, the whole song basically samples from other songs. What ends up happening is that when an artist wants to do that and they want to make a whole new song that is the same, completely similar to other songs, what they end up having to do is they have to credit it as a sample. They end up maybe getting a writing credit if the overall progression of the vocals are the same. In order to do that, you have to pay for the rights in order to take that. In this case, I don't know. I've tried to look up like on Wikipedia or something if that is the case. There isn't a page for this, so I have no idea if Johnny Goldstein, the person who actually ended up making the song, bought the rights from Mamamoo's company. I'd say we don't know 100% yet, so if it does come out, Mamamoo and their company have been compensated in order for this song, so they have been given credit, they have been actually paid in order to use the elements of the song, then I think it is okay. In that sense, you are not stealing a song, you are buying rights in order to use it. However, I haven't found any evidence to prove either side, so I have no idea if Johnny Goldstein just listened to the song and then decided to kind of like copy a lot of the elements of it, or that they have actually bought into it. Let's just carry on. This part is quite different. It goes dun 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 dun, and Mamamoo's Hip goes dun 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 dun. Sorry for just noises. It is different, however, they do share similar notes, and overall how it's heading, it sounds very similar to Hip. If she did something like this and not the first part, you could say that it's inspired because of the fact that it doesn't actually share the same notes. However, the placement of it makes it seem like it's kind of intentional in the sense of the whole progression of the song is very similar, because she starts off with the kind of like rappy talky bit and then it goes straight into this. However, Mamamoo's part has the do it like me do it. Say if that was cut, all I wanna be, that part, and then the put together, it would sound like this. That part has just been taken out of the song basically, and so it's kind of rearranged in that way, and I wouldn't say that that is very good because it is very similar. Very, very, very similar to Mamamoo's Hip. The that's almost the exact same note progression that's in Hip, and I'll put it up here. The next part, the melody is completely different, and you will also hear that it sounds very different to Hip overall, and I think that's the more kind of the original part of the song. When you hear that part, you could easily get that off as it just being a similar song. It's very different. I love her voice so much. She's, oh my god, she's so talented. Like, you can already tell, like, straight off the bat that she's a very talented person. Zot ani da na 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 na. It is a bop. This song is a straight up bop, but you can't deny the fact that a lot of the elements have been taken from another song. Overall, I think that part is very differentiated, where you could just say, oh, it's kind of inspired by K-pop, and it kind of works in that way. Even some people might not even be able to notice and just be like, oh, they just kind of sound slightly similar in the sense of the chords. One thing I will say, she slayed the rap. It goes do 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 do, which is the exact same thing as happens in the other second verse. This part has been copied from the second part of Hwasa's verse. Those parts are very similar, even if they might not be the exact same notes. The thing is though, the progression is exactly the same, as well as the sense of where the beats are placed and where the notes are placed and how they sound are exactly the same, which is not a good look considering this is the second verse of the song and that's the second verse of the song. And then this is kind of similar to the first verse in the sense that it's different, completely different to Hip. Anyway, just the chorus again. It's an addictive chorus. I'm like there like singing it to myself, speaking gibberish, but anyway. This is also another kind of, I'd say, completely original in the sense that the overall progression of the bridge and the bridge in general is nothing that was found in Hip at all. In Hip, the bridge is very much a kind of rappier part, and this is obviously like a slower, kind of like more of a break from the song. The vocals are incredible, as you can hear them. She is such, I've said this, she's such a talented person. Oh my god, she's such a good singer. The high notes were lovely. I think she's a great singer. It's just unfortunate that she's, you know, has a song that sounds exactly like Hip. I am going to actually go a bit more in depth now, and we are going to put both songs into Logic. I'm going to show you how, even though, oh yeah, we've heard the song and we know, yes, there's a lot of parts that sound exactly like Hip, we know it has been copied from Hip. This just kind of really confirms it. And normally, when producers copy parts from other songs, they change it up a bit to the point where it's harder to notice, or when you put them together you can't really hear the similarities, and that's because they're in different keys and they're in different BPM. So if you don't know what BPM means the beats per minute. Basically. It's what keeps the whole song in time. So I put it into Logic because one night I was sitting with my dad and I was showing him this like a week ago, and we were both kind of like, wait, the BPM also sounds the same. My dad was like, no, the BPM is exactly the same, I can hear it. And I was like, really? I feel like they wouldn't do that. And I also listened to it and I thought, it sounds like it's also in the same key. And these were my suspicions, and it ended up turning out to be true. As you can see here, I'm putting a BPM counter on each song so I can actually find out what the BPM is on each song. As you can see here, both songs come in at 132 BPM. A lot of times when you're doing songs and you're trying to change it up a bit, you would end up changing the key of the songs to kind of really differentiate it. So it is inspired and it does take some elements of the song. However, it's so different in the sense that the BPM's different, the key's different. But in this case, I just found it weird that they didn't change the key or the BPM of the song. Basically, you put them side by side, the beats will match up and everything will match up. I'd say it would be not a good idea if you're trying to get away with something like that. At the same time, we do not know if they have bought the rights for it or not. Johnny Goldstein, he's produced a lot of songs for a lot of people. As he is a producer and he knows what he's doing, he would have probably bought the rights in order to produce a song. Like that's what you'd think anyway, wouldn't you? I think there's a fine line between like plagiarism and then being heavily or just inspired. And I feel like it's sitting on the line because, as we said, BPM's the same. The note progression is the same in a lot of parts. The overall structure of the song is very similar to Hip. One thing that I think really happened here, Ellery, she was on a TV show that you can like kind of reminiscent to X Factor and stuff in Israel, and she was kind of known as the girl who likes K-pop, and she is a K-pop fan. I have a feeling with her debut song, which I think this is her debut song, well, with this song anyway, probably said, hey, I really like K-pop, I'd like something to be kind of, you know, like K-pop inspired, and I think that's what she kind of asked for. And what ended up happening is that he probably searched up K-pop and he probably listened to a couple songs, and because Hip is is one of the most recent kind of really big songs, in the sense that it's got like 100 million views on YouTube. He probably heard it and thought, damn, this song is good, I can change it up a bit and make it like obviously my own and make it sound different. If that is the complete case, then it wasn't made enough of his own in the sense of what he changed in order for it to be like just inspired. And I don't think Ella herself was like, let's copy Hip. I've actually spoken to her in DMs. I haven't spoken to her about this. I've told her that I love her song because I love this song. I just said I've downloaded it, always listening to it. She seems like a really nice girl and a really nice person. Before we put the full blame on her, I think we have to look at who produced it and what kind of happened. And I've said this 100 times, but if they bought the rights for it, then it's fine. Ella, I don't know if you are, but if you're watching this, I just want to say that you're an incredible singer. I love your song, but I do get the criticism in the sense of how it sounds very much like Hip. I'd say a great way for you to kind of get rid of attacking kind of the song, or you, if it is true that Johnny Goldstein or you have bought the rights in order to use a similar song to Hip, please make it clear. That's what I think would be good, but I'm still gonna say I fucking love Sot Annie. Thank you for watching my video. Hope you enjoyed. See you next video. Bye. Bye. Bye.